Zack, after last game, Evander Kane said your line was the best line. What is it about the mixture of you three that allowed you guys to be so effective on Saturday night?
Wow, they're both really good players. I think Nuge, so smart, reads the play, always in good position. And then Hymes is a workhorse. He's so strong on the puck. I've never played with a player as strong as he is on the puck. I've never seen anything like it. He's a bull on it, and it's really easy to read off that. He doesn't lose many battles, so you just get to the net, you try to make your plays, just try to get to the neutral zone as easy as possible and get it in the O-zone and do work from there.
You've had some different line mates throughout the course of the season. Do you have to change your game at all in order to fit their game, or is it always Zack Kassian plays Zack Kassian's game?
Well, it's obviously a little different. Whoever you play with Connor, he's so quick, you try to get him the puck as much as you can. He comes through the middle with so much speed. Nuge, he seems to always be open and in good position to get you the puck or get him the puck. So at the end of the day, as a winger, you just try to get up and down the ice. You try to hold on to pucks. You try to bring pucks to the net, get shots on net, be physical, and so no, not really.
Zack, you were with DJ Smith in Windsor at some great times there. What was it like what kind of coach was he, and are you surprised that he's progressed and gone to the NHL here?
Second part of the question, not surprised at all. DJ, he's a great coach. He was the brains behind those Mem Cup teams. He's great to his players. His players play extremely hard for him, but he is a very, very intelligent guy. I'm not surprised one bit. Those teams in Windsor obviously were stacked. We had a lot of really good players, but the coaches there did a great job. Bob Jones was there too. He's here as well. So there's a lot of Windsor blood in the game tonight, which is good to see. But at the end of the day, we were coming here to get 2 points. But very happy to see where he's at and how far he's come, and he's going to be coaching this league for a long time.
Well, with the three lines, so the new alignment, guys are all playing more, even the fourth line. You've in your career, I'm sure, played games where you only played 7 or 8 minutes, and it's probably hard to do. What's it do for a team when all the forwards are, getting over 10 minutes of time? Everyone gets to play a little bit more.
It helps you win. I think you can run 2 lines as hard as you want. You're going to win in the regular season. You can get away with it a little bit, but like we saw last year, like you guys probably saw, you play a good, hard defensive, hard-checking team. It's hard hockey. And in a playoff series, you need depth. You need to be fresh. Playoff hockey's hard enough to play as it is. You need to be fresh when you go out there and roll lines over, and depth needs to be a factor, and I think that's exactly what we have now. It's just a matter of growing our game. Obviously, there's going to be nights where special teams, there might be more penalties and whatnot, and guys might play a little less, but in the big picture, I think it just helps you, one, for longevity purpose through the regular season. It's a grind, right? You play a lot of games. You play 82 games with the travel and whatnot. There's going to be different players that step up at different times. But once you get into the meaningful games, especially in the playoffs, you can't just run 2 lines. You can't just run one guy 25 minutes a night. Eventually, he'll break down. And if our ultimate goal here is to win, obviously that's not a recipe for success.
Do you get more? Can you get anything out of a guy when he's playing 6 minutes, 7 minutes? Do you get more out of a player when he, do you have to? Is there a certain amount of time you got to play to be able to play?
There's so many factors that go into when you're playing in the bottom 6 role. Like I mentioned, penalties are a big thing. Where you're at in the game, if we're down by 3, down by 2, down by 1, obviously he's going to go back with the high offensive power guy. So it's all feel of the game, moments in the game that dictate that. But obviously, lower down your lineup, you're going to play less minutes. I think you expect that. But whatever minutes you play, you got to be ready. A lot of those players that play at the bottom, they know that going into the game, and they're ready for it and well equipped for it.
Zack, a week ago it seemed like everything was crashing down on you. You guys went into that Calgary game. People were saying, if you don't win this game, your coach is going to get fired. I just want to ask you about the pressure that's alleviated now. You're on a bit of a streak here now. What a difference a week makes, just winning 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, that's a good statement. I think playing in the Canadian market, you're going to have a lot of pressure, I think, with the 2 star players that we have, and they've been in the league in a while. I think there's no doubt there's pressure on this team and this organization. That's a given. I think through an 82-game season, there's going to be ebbs and flows, highs and lows. I think you guys make it extra tough sometimes, but that's about being in a Canadian market. That's what it's about. That's what makes it enjoyable when you're winning, but it makes it miserable when you're not. So, like I said a couple weeks ago, I knew we were going to come out of the funk. It was just a matter of when. We had to stop the bleeding and then kind of get going from there. And then we end up getting a world-class player like Evander, which you can tell right away how skilled, how powerful, how much he's going to really help us. And now it seems like we're on a little bit of a streak. So we just have to continue to grow our game, get better. Obviously, the Montreal game, we get out to a 3-goal lead to start the game, which helps our depth. We start playing more. Everyone starts rolling lines. Everyone starts feeling the part of it. But ultimately, we just have to continue that, working on our structure. And after the All-Star break, it's going to be a sprint to the finish line. We're going to be playing every other day for about 3 months. So we got to be ready to go, and we can't have any more lulls like we had in the previous past.
Zack with TSN, and just to use your words, what helped you get out of that funk, and how do you continue that here tonight?
If I could tell you how we got out of the funk wouldn't have lasted as long as it did. I think we bounces weren't going our way, but that's a little cliche. I think we just kept working. Like I mentioned earlier, you're going to have times through the season where things aren't going in. You just seem to lose hockey games, and I think there was a mixture of that with the way we were playing. We were taking untimely penalties. We weren't scoring goals at the rate we were used to scoring goals. And then you get one, and then you almost stop thinking about it. You can kind of takes that weight off your shoulders a little bit, and you start playing. And you look at the goal against Montreal. First one goes in off of Evander. That wouldn't have happened 2 weeks ago. So there's bounces in the game that sometimes go your way, sometimes don't. But can't really pinpoint one thing. We just worked as a team to get out of it. We tried to stay as positive as we could, and now we're here and we're running a win streak.
So for the longest time here, you were asked to do most of the heavy lifting when it came to the greatness and toughness of this team. Evander comes here. How much does that help you personally? Now you can kind of share the load, and it's not all up to you now to provide that, I guess, for the team.
Yeah, it's nice. I think toughness. It's not a one player thing. It's a team mentality. It's a pack. I look back at the year we had some success in the playoffs in 16, 17. There was a lot of guys that we were just hard to play against. It wasn't so much fighting, but we had the Pat Maroons, the Luciches, the Grybas, Hendricks, Pouliot. Those guys were all big bodies. They leaned on you. They made it hard on you. It's a team Wolfpack mentality. There's not one guy. It definitely helps when you bring more guys in. But ultimately, it's a team toughness that ultimately makes it harder to play against. It's not just one guy.